Okay, we're going to get started. I have to tell you what the picture is in front of you.
All right.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
You guys
Shabbat Shalom.
Very good. All right, so today we are doing the Children's Shabbat class. If you guys caught the snippet that was online, last week we did have a lesson with the children, but we did it out in the classroom. And so that's something I'll explain a little bit later on the channel because we do have a classroom here on the property. We did the lesson on the classroom, and we're still trying to figure out the logistics on running internet out to that particular part of the property. So today we're going to go over again because we actually have new children here today, and some of the children that were here last week are not here today. So we're going to go over the same lesson so that the people online can get the lesson. So I should have a lot more input from you guys in the classroom because you're kind of familiar with some of this information. One of the things I want to let you guys online know is that when we do Children's Shabbat class, I try to keep it really brief. And I talked about it last week. I try to keep the lesson scaffolded, which is it's taught in a way that if an older child is watching, they can grab something from the lesson, and it trickles all the way down to the younger children. I have a niece of mine who is actually will be starting when we get back from Tobago. She'll be helping me develop some short tidbits of lessons that'll be uploaded maybe Friday evening for older children who are teenage, preteen, and up. And so that'll be in the making as well. Depending on how these lessons go live with the children, we can continue to do them live on Shabbat. But if we need more visuals, or if the children at home are less stimulated, then we can move to a more pre-uploaded version. If there are, hold on. Inside voice. If there are parents or people who have a passion for children and who want to help participate in doing the Children's Shabbat on the Her Royal Roots channel, please reach out to me because of the technological ability for us to be linked and be far away. There are things we can do. If you are skilled in drawing or animation or other things, there are things we can incorporate into the lessons that can make them much more enjoyable for children. So, here, Jake, come get this other box of crayons. Get the other box. So, for what we normally do at the beginning of our Shabbat class is... You're 4? What? When are you going to be 5?
Huh?
When are you going to be 5? When's your birthday?
April 26th.
You were born on April 26th. That's right, I was there. So, one of the things that we want to do is make this stimulating as possible. So, if you did not catch the lesson last week, we are dealing with Samuel.
Yellow.
And we're dealing with Samuel because Samuel is a very relatable... Inside voice. Samuel is a very relatable character for children because he's called as a child. So if you go to the Her Royal Roots site, you can download the Shabbat Children's handout. It's a printout sheet, and it's a picture of Samuel drawn with a linen ephod, and it has the Hebrew letters. So normally what we do in our Shabbat class, and even in our homeschool class, the first thing we do is, hold on. The first thing we do is we're going to say our alphabet, and we're having the children learn the Shema by memory. And so since we have new children, we'll start with the first portion that we learned, and then we'll, next week what we'll do is we'll read through the whole Shema as the beginning of our class. Alright, so you guys, we're going to do the alphabet first, and then we're going to do the Shema. And for parents at home who may not know the alphabet, if you go to the Shavanya show on YouTube, they have really good upbeat and more cultural alphabet songs, and they also do the colors in Hebrew. So in our classroom, we have those things in the wall. So today I can't point them out to you, but next week we'll go through that. So today we're going to go through our alphabet, okay? And you guys just repeat after me, okay? Are you ready? Aleph. Bet. Gimel. Just repeat after me. Dalet. Hey. Wa. Zayin. Het. Tet. Yod. Kaf. Lamed. Mem. Nun. Shin,
Shin.
Tav.
Top.
And so next week what we'll do is when we repeat them, we'll add to them what those pictures are for those letters. So that while you're learning your alphabet, you can also know what the pictures attached to the alphabet are. Okay? Does that sound cool?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, next, let's do our Shema. Okay?
Alright.
Okay, you're going to repeat after me.
Alright.
Shema,
Shema.
Yisrael,
Israel.
Yahuwah,
Yahuwah.
Eloheinu,
Eloheinu.
Yahuwah,
Yahuwah.
Ehad,
Ehad.
Va'ahavta,
Bahata.
et,
Et.
Yahuwah,
Yahuwah.
Eloheha,
Eloheha.
B'chol,
Boho.
Levavha,
Levava.
Uvhol,
Boho.
Nafsheha,
Nasheha.
Uvhol,
Boho.
Meodeha.
Yodeha.
So this is what it means in Israel. I mean in Israel. This is what it means in Hebrew. It says here. So to point to your ear. Look at here.
Here.
Here, O Israel. Israel's you. Yahuwah,
Yahuwah.
your Elohim,
Is
is one.
one.
Yes. And you shall love
Love.
Yahuwah,
Yahuwah.
your Elohim,
Love.
with all your heart,
With all your heart.
with all your mind,
all your mind.
and with all your resources.
With all your resources.
Okay? All right. So today we're going to jump into our lesson. So one of the things we did last week was we went over what do I do now that my parents are Hebrew, and it's kind of a little series that we're gonna, the little thing that we're gonna run with throughout the duration of our children's Shabbat classes while we're dealing with characters. Okay, does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
For parents at home, if you notice, my language that I use for my children is the exact same language that I would use if I was teaching to adults. My inflection is what I change because our children have the cognitive ability to adapt to whatever they're taught. So the more they're taught at a higher academic level, the better they will adapt to higher levels of lessons, like Hebrew lessons and other things. So, your parents and you are Hebrews, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so, when you're Hebrew, there are some really special responsibilities that your parents have. Do you know what a responsibility is?
Yeah.
What's a responsibility?
It's something like
What was a responsibility?
a responsibility is when you like have work.
When you have, that is an excellent definition, Ari. Ari just turned 5, and she said that a responsibility is like when you have work to do. It is like that. A responsibility is something that's expected to you and how you're supposed to take care or carry out a task that you're given. So parents, our responsibility to our children is to teach them Torah. Can you say, my parents'
My
responsibility
responsibility
is to teach me
is to teach me
Torah.
Torah.
Very good. No, you can wait until the end. Hold your comment till the end, okay? All right. So, your parents' job is to set you on the right path toward Yahuwah. So, if we look in our Bible, did anybody know what this is? Is this our scriptures? Yes?
Yeah.
And is the stuff in here true?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we read stuff out of here, should we listen to it and obey it?
Yeah.
All right. So the job of our parents is to set us on a path toward Yahuwah. The picture you're coloring today is Samuel. And something is very, very special about Samuel. Does anybody know what's very, very special? No. We need quiet bodies, quiet hands, and quiet mouths. So we raise our hand quietly, and then we wait to be called on. Jade?
He was a worker for Yah.
He worked for Yah. Do you know something special about his mom?
Yeah.
What do you know special about Samuel's mom?
Because recently burned in the sea.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Jade?
Me.
What about you, Zev?
I just want 2018.
Okay. And what about you? What's special about, do you know who Samuel's mom is? Do you know who she is? Samuel's mom's name is Hannah.
Yeah.
Hannah. And his father's name is Elkanah. Okay? And the special thing about Hannah was that she was barren.
Hannah?
Hannah.
Oh.
She was barren. Do you know what barren means?
Who's Hannah?
Hannah, Samuel's mom, the mom of the little boy you're coloring.
Oh.
Barren means that she couldn't have children. She couldn't have any children. And so what happened, what was special about Samuel, is that Hannah's mom prayed that Yah would give her a child. And she said, if you give me a child, no razor shall come upon his head. Have we heard that somewhere before?
Yes.
No razor shall come upon his head, and he will serve Yahuwah all the days of his life. What does it mean when no razor comes upon a young man's head? Try it. Starts with the N.
Nazarite.
He's a Nazarite, correct. So Samuel was going to be dedicated to Yah.
Yeah.
So remember I told you that it's your parents' job to teach you Torah?
Yes.
Well, what Samuel's mother and father did was they, very early, before he was even born, he already had a purpose. It's the job of your parents, us adults, to teach you the purpose of Yah for your life very early so that you can serve Yah.
What's that?
Okay? So you can serve Yah. Do you want to serve Yah?
Uh-huh.
Yeah? You think that'd be pretty cool? Yeah? It's the most awesome thing in the whole world. And so what happened with Samuel is Samuel got a chance to minister before Yah. And Samuel.
That means you can see him too.
You get to work before him, and Yah will speak to you and guide you. And so Samuel loved Yah so much that there was all kinds of crazy things going on around him. Almost. There were all kind of crazy things going on around him. Okay. And Samuel did not even worry about those things. So you know how you guys are Hebrew, so you don't do Christmas, right?
Yeah.
You don't do Easter, right?
Uh-uh.
You don't do those things. But do they still happen all around you? Do you go to the store and do you see Christmas trees?
Yeah.
And do you go to the store and see Easter bunnies and all this stuff? But guess what? Because you guys have a heart for Yah, get that out of your mouth, what do you keep doing? You keep your eyes focused on Yah, and you know that that stuff is not for you, but Yah's way is for you. Samuel was just like that. He lived in a temple at a time where there were people in Yah's temple doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Leave it there. Okay, you leave it right there, Zev. Zev, leave it right there. You done? Okay. So Samuel followed Yah, Jake, even when the other people were not listening to Yah. And when they were doing things that they were not supposed to be doing, even when they knew so. So do you follow Yah even when other people are not following Yah?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Right. Why? What is Yah doing all the time? What is he doing?
Keep his eye on you.
Keeping his eyes on you. Exactly. So because Yah is watching over us, it doesn't matter what other people do around us. We have to remember that Yah is watching us. And something very special about Samuel is that over and over in the book of 1 Samuel, when he was young, from chapter 1 to chapter 3, and parents at home, you can read those portions to the children, it says that Samuel served before Yahuwah. And what it meant is that as Samuel was serving, Yah was watching him. You know how you guys always ask me, how can I see Yah? Is Yah all around? Does Yah care? Of course he cares, because Yah is literally watching everything you're doing, because one day, just like Samuel, if you serve before Yah and keep all the other distractions, those things that make your eyes go this way, and make your heart turn away from Yah, if you keep your eyes on Yah, then Yah will personally come and call you to do great works for him.
What?
True.
What?
Being chosen by Yah is better than being famous, than being rich, than having all the things in the world. You know why?
Why?
Because to be chosen by Yah, you know how you always have questions and you always wonder things, and even the things of having things that you need, Yah's going to provide all those things. When we're obedient to Yah, Yah does all the things that are necessary to help us continue to follow him. So, in Matthew 6:33, it says, seek ye first. Seek you first. You should seek first Yah and his kingdom. And then guess what Yah says he will do?
Yeah.
And then all the other things will be added to you. So another young man we're going to look at while we do these studies is a young man who became king by the name of Samuel. And he sought Yah first, and Yah added a lot of things to him. But what was interesting is he didn't keep his eyes on Yah. He got distracted. And he did some very bad things. But he turned around, repented, and then went back to Yah. So even when we seek Yah first, we have to remember that we don't just do it a little while to do what we want. You know, sometimes like when you just clean your room, just so you can go outside and play, but you just mess it right back up when you come in, because really, you only wanted to go outside and play. You didn't really want to do a really good job and keep it clean all the time. We can't be like that with Yah. We want to seek to please Yah continually and consistently. And you might know what consistently means. You want to take a shot at Ari? What does consistently mean? No. Consistently means to do it over and over again because it comes from your heart. It's something that's gotten in your heart, and you do it because you know it's right, and it's going to be beneficial for you as well. Beneficial means good. Okay? So one of the things we need to learn is that being obedient to Yah, like Samuel was better than all the sacrifices that were being offered in the temple, right? Because they weren't even doing that right. But Samuel learned something very early, that obedience is better than sacrifice. Does anybody know why obedience is better than sacrifice?
Yeah.
Why? Not you? What about you, Eli?
Yeah.
Why is obedience better than sacrifice?
Because it's better than sacrifice, and that was way to run a slavery.
Okay. Obedience is better than sacrifice because if we're obedient, right, and we do what Yah says, you wouldn't even need the sacrifice because we would be doing what he says. The reason why sacrifices were brought was because of sin. But if Chua and Adam, remember them from a long time ago?
It's still Adam and Eve.
Yes. If they would have been obedient to Yah, then there wouldn't have been a need for them to be kicked out. When we stay and we do what Yah tells us to do, then Yah provides everything else that we need. So, we'll be looking at, next week, the character we'll be looking at is King David.
Yeah.
We got King David.
Samson.
No, we're not going to look at Samson. We're looking at King David because we're looking at characters who were children just like you and had a heart for Yah. And that's really important because I wanted...
King Solomon doesn't have a heart for Yah.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
But he went to get a dead person.
Oh, that's King Saul. King Saul went to the witch at Endor.
Oh.
Yes, not King Solomon. King Solomon did some other things, though. So, parents, next week what we're going to do is we're going to look at King David, and we'll actually go through and we'll do the Shema, and we'll do, we'll have another coloring sheet. I'll upload that to the website. We're going to do the Shema. We're going to learn our Hebrew colors next week, and we're going to learn how to count to 10 in Hebrew next week. So those are some things we'll incorporate. And we'll also let the girls help you count to 10 because that's something that they're able to do. If you are a parent and you're watching, send me some emails and let me know kind of the format that will work best in some of the learning styles of some of the children so that I can tweak this little series so that it fits the different learning styles of all the young children out there. Definitely one thing we want to add, like I said, is some visuals. I have the coloring sheets to keep the children at your homes interested, but I want to add some things. So if there's parents who have time and want to volunteer to either put up slideshows, I can send you my lessons ahead of time, or one lesson if you just want to do one ahead of time, and you can take images so that I can run images for the children on the screen. I would appreciate all the help. This is something that I think is a group effort, and I think it's really, really important and necessary for our children. Yes, next week we'll also read Little Judah in America. So, maybe not next week, I'm sorry, we'll be at Tobago, the week after next. We'll read Little Judah in America, and that will be a book about a child who is learning about his Hebrew heritage and all the things that come with that. So until next time, Shalom Yaladim. All right, Shabbat Shalom.
Did you see Sam just took off? Yeah. Can we do that?